There's a conversation happening everywhere right now, from the boardroom to the break room. It's this mix of excitement and, let's be honest, a little bit of anxiety. It's all about the future of work, and right at the center of it is this relationship between us, people, and artificial intelligence. Today, we're going to zero in on one department where this is all coming to a head with incredible force: human resources.
All right, let's just get right to it. Tackle the elephant in the room. Will AI make human resources obsolete? I mean, it's a big question, right? You see it in headlines everywhere, and it's causing a lot of sleepless nights for people in the field. But here's the thing, and what we're going to unpack today. The answer isn't about replacement. It's about a total redefinition.
Okay, so to really get a grip on where we're headed, we've got to look back at where we've been. For a long, long time, the role of HR has been seen in a pretty specific and maybe even limited light.
Yeah, exactly. For decades, HR was basically the administrative engine of the company. I mean, just think about it. Mountains of paperwork for compliance, sorting out payroll, the whole puzzle of scheduling everyone, you know the drill. It was absolutely critical, super process-driven work. Really, it was all about making sure the gears of the company just kept on turning smoothly.
But now, a massive catalyst has entered the scene. And look, it's not some kind of Terminator here to take over jobs. It's much better to think of it as a completely new kind of engine, one that's built to do a very, very specific kind of work.
This is such a great way to frame it. AI in this context, it isn't your new coworker or some digital boss. It's a powerful analytical engine. Its whole purpose is to take on the really heavy lifting, all that data processing and automation. And what that does is it frees up the human team to focus on the stuff machines just can't do. The work that takes real empathy, creativity, and that essential human touch.
So let's get a little more specific. What exactly is this engine handling? Well, it's amazing at the very things that can completely bog down a human team. We're talking about high-volume tasks, like sifting through literally thousands of resumes, or those repetitive processes, like all that onboarding paperwork. And this is a big one: data analytics, digging through all the workforce data to find patterns and trends that a person would probably never even see.
Okay, so if AI is taking care of all that, what's left for people to do? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. This is where the true transformation starts. Because once you lift those administrative burdens, HR is suddenly free to evolve and step into a much, much more strategic role in the company.
I mean, this really says it all, doesn't it? What we're seeing is this huge shift away from HR as just an administrative department and toward HR as a genuine strategic leader. It's a move from just managing processes to actually leading people. And let me be clear, this isn't some small adjustment. It's a complete reimagining of the entire profession.
So, what does this new strategic focus actually look like day to day? Well, with all that extra time and mental space, HR pros can finally dig into the really tough, deeply human challenges of the workplace. They get to ask the big, important questions, like how do we build a culture where everyone truly feels like they belong? Or how do we help our people find real meaning and purpose in what they do every day? And what skills are we going to need to thrive in the next 5-10 years? These are questions that no algorithm can answer. They require human wisdom, not just data crunching. And this brings us to the new reality for human resources. It's not a story about being replaced. It's a story about being elevated. The job itself is becoming more critical, more strategic, and frankly, more human than it has ever been.
And this quote from Mar really hits the nail on the head. Organizations that successfully integrate AI into HR do not eliminate the human role. Instead, they elevate it to a higher strategic and ethical level. Think about that. The companies that are getting this right aren't firing their HR teams. They're empowering them. When the machines handle the rote data tasks, people are freed up to focus on the big picture: strategy, ethics, culture. The human role doesn't just stick around. It becomes more valuable than ever.
So, let's go back to that very first question we asked. Will AI make HR obsolete? I think the conclusion is pretty clear, right? It's a definitive no. AI doesn't replace HR professionals, it empowers them. It gives them the tools to move past the paperwork and become the true architects of the entire human experience within a company.
And that leaves us with a final, really important question. And honestly, this isn't just for HR folks, it's for every single one of us. Now that technology can handle so much of the analytical stuff, what is the uniquely human value that you and only you will bring to your role? It really makes you think, doesn't it? What are those skills in empathy, creativity, and strategic thinking that a machine can never replicate? That's the real question for the future of work.